Imagine for a moment that everything you think, absolutely everything, has the power to take shape in the real world. Sounds exaggerated? The legendary Earl Nightingale, one of the greatest personal development philosophers, revealed a principle so strange yet powerful. Whatever you focus your thoughts on inevitably begins to manifest in your life. This is not just a motivational idea. It's a principle that has already transformed the reality of thousands who dared to apply it consciously. Before we dive into this surprising secret, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. This ensures you won't miss any powerful content like this, and it also helps this video reach more people who need to awaken to this knowledge. And remember, in the description, I've included links to complementary materials that will expand your mind even further and help you apply these principles in your daily life. Back to Earl Nightingale. He was known as the Dean of Personal Development because he dedicated his life to studying and teaching the laws that govern human success. But among all his teachings, there was one principle he repeated insistently. We become what we think about. 5 simple words that carry a profound impact. Pause for a moment and reflect. If you are the result of the thoughts you cultivated in the past, what results are you planting for your future? What occupies your mind most of the time? Worries, scarcity and fear, or possibilities, abundance and confidence? The principle Earl revealed is straightforward yet mind-bending. Everything your mind maintains clearly, you attract as experience. It's not a magic trick, but a mental law that operates like gravity. And the most incredible part is that you can test it for yourself, starting right now. But to truly understand how this works and why most people unconsciously sabotage this process, we need to open our minds to something that might challenge everything. We've been taught about success and failure. Earl Nightingale often said that humans live as if lost in an ocean without a map. Many believe their lives are governed by luck, chance, or external circumstances. But the truth is that every repeated thought, every mental image cultivated with emotion, acts as an invisible rudder, steering your journey toward a specific destination. Think about it. Every inventor, artist, leader, and visionary who changed the world started in the same way, with an idea that was nurtured, watered with imagination, and strengthened by conviction until it finally became reality. Nightingale emphasized that there is no difference between someone creating a groundbreaking invention and you, except in how you choose to use your thoughts. Here's the surprising part. This principle works for both positive and negative outcomes. If you spend your days feeding doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs, you are literally programming your mind to produce corresponding results. On the other hand, when you fill your mind with images of success, gratitude, and confidence, you activate a creative force that begins to reorganize the circumstances around you. This explains why so many people feel trapped in an endless cycle of repetition. They don't realize that by constantly focusing on what they don't want, they end up attracting exactly that. It's as if the mind doesn't understand the word no. It simply records the dominant image, whether it's scarcity or abundance, failure or triumph. And the most striking part is that Earl Nightingale didn't present this as a distant philosophy, but as a practical law anyone could apply. He believed that just as gravity never fails, this law of thought also never fails. The problem is that most of us use it unconsciously without direction, and then wonder why life feels chaotic. But what if you decided, starting today, to take conscious control of this process? How would your life look if your thoughts started working for you instead of against you? Earl Nightingale explained that the human mind is like fertile soil. If you plant corn seeds, you will harvest corn. If you plant thorns, you will harvest thorns. The soil doesn't care what you deposit in it. It simply returns in the same proportion. The same is true for your thoughts. What you cultivate repeatedly in your mind becomes your lived experience. Now think about how often you've fed worries about debt, health problems, or lack of opportunities. Every time you do, you're planting a seed in the soil of your mind. And like any fertile soil, it works day and night to turn that seed into reality. The result? More debt, more problems, more scarcity. This doesn't happen because the universe is cruel, but because it simply responds to what you project internally. The secret, according to Nightingale, lies in reversing this process. If the mind accepts any seed, why not choose to plant images of prosperity, well-being, and opportunity? Why not water these thoughts daily with emotion and conviction until they become part of your natural identity? He often said, "We are the guardians of our mental garden, and what we choose to cultivate will determine the quality of our harvest." This idea may seem simple, but its transformative power lies in that simplicity. You don't need to wait for external conditions to change. First, you change your inner cultivation, and then the external reality begins to reflect it like a mirror. And here's something few people realize. When you start consciously changing your thoughts, the external world doesn't transform immediately. There is a gestation period, like planting a seed. You don't wake up the next day expecting a full-grown tree. This waiting period is what discourages most people. They doubt, give up too soon, and return to planting negative thoughts. But those who persist, who continue believing and visualizing, discover that this principle never fails. And when the results start to appear, they seem miraculous to others. But to the practitioner, it's simply the effect of a universal law. We become what we think about. One of Earl Nightingale's most famous phrases is, "The secret is astonishingly simple." We become what we think about. And despite its simplicity, he knew this was one of the most misunderstood principles in the world. Why? Because most people expect immediate visible results without realizing that the real work happens inside the mind, in quiet, persistent daily repetition. Nightingale compared the mind to a ship on the open sea. If the captain knows the route, the ship sails steadily, navigating storms without losing its destination. But if there is no captain or the orders are unclear, the ship drifts aimlessly at the mercy of the currents. Here's the key. Thoughts are the orders you give to the ship of your life. Even if you're unaware, you are the captain, and with every repeated thought, you are defining a course. Now imagine what your life would look like if you gave clear orders every day. If upon waking you mentally visualize the life you want, prosperity, health, loving relationships, inner peace, imagine sending this order repeatedly until your subconscious fully accepts it as absolute truth. Gradually, your behavior aligns with this new programming, attracting people, opportunities, and circumstances that once seemed impossible. But there's an essential detail Nightingale emphasized. Wishing alone is not enough. Desire by itself does not create. You must transform that desire into a vivid mental image, charged with emotion, and maintain it as a constant focus. Emotion is the fuel that activates the law. Without emotion, the thought is weak. With emotion, it becomes irresistible, and you may have already experienced this on a small scale. Think of something you desired so intensely in the past that somehow it happened, even if it seemed unlikely. It could have been a meeting, a job, a trip, or even a specific object. You've already felt the power of this principle, even unconsciously. The big difference now is that you can apply it consciously, deliberately, and intentionally. The question is, what will you choose to plant from today onward? Earl Nightingale believed that most people fail, not because they wish for bad things, but because they don't wish for anything clearly. He said that a lack of defined goals is like trying to travel without a destination on a map. You can move a lot, expend energy, but never arrive anywhere. Here's an uncomfortable truth. If you don't program your mind with clear, consistent thoughts, it will automatically be programmed by your environment. Negative news, toxic conversations, daily worries, all of this enters your mind and shapes your life without you noticing. It's like handing over the control of your ship to any passing current. That's why Nightingale stressed the importance of having clearly defined goals. A goal is like a sharp mental image that acts as a guide, a clear order to the subconscious. When you write it down, visualize it, and feel it daily, something powerful happens. Your mind begins to filter information, attract ideas, and notice opportunities that were previously invisible. He called this the mental radar effect. Just as a radar detects specific signals among a sea of information, your mind starts recognizing everything that aligns with the goal you planted. That's why, when you're thinking about buying a red car, suddenly you begin to see red cars everywhere. They were always there. Your attention just wasn't tuned to notice them. Now apply this same principle to your finances, your relationships, or your health. If you program yourself to seek abundance, your mental radar will start picking up opportunities that were invisible before. It's not magic, it's focus. It's not coincidence, it's law. And perhaps the most liberating point of Nightingale's teaching, you don't need to wait for the world to change to start thriving. You just need to change the way you think and maintain this new direction until the external reality aligns. The power has always been in your hands, even if hidden behind routine and limiting beliefs. One of Earl Nightingale's most powerful ideas is that the mind works like an invisible magnet. It inevitably attracts whatever corresponds to its dominant state of thought. And here's the part few people accept. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you truly believe and feel. That's why so many people say the law of attraction doesn't work. They spend a few minutes thinking about wealth, but the rest of the day is filled with worries about debts, limitations, and problems. The result? Fear dominates, not desire. Nightingale was clear. The subconscious mind cannot be fooled by words. It responds to the emotional vibration you emit. He recommended a simple yet transformative practice. Every day, choose a clear goal and write it down in an affirmative sentence, as if it's already real. Read it several times a day, visualize the result, and most importantly, feel the emotion of already having achieved it. Over time, this practice begins to reshape your inner beliefs, and the subconscious starts to accept this new image as truth. This is where the magic happens. You start noticing synchronicities, opportunities that were previously invisible. The right people cross your path, ideas emerge from nowhere, and unlikely situations align perfectly. To outside observers, it may seem like luck or coincidence, but to the practitioner, it's the direct result of a universal principle. We become what we think about. Now, imagine the impact this could have on your life. If you maintain a clear vision of prosperity, health, and harmony every day, what do you think your mind and the universe will bring back to you? And more importantly, if today you are already harvesting the results of past thoughts, what could your reality look like in 6 months or a year if you start now planting only positive and powerful thoughts? The truth is, most people underestimate the power of their own thoughts. But you don't have to be part of that majority. Earl Nightingale said that when someone discovers this principle, they hold the key to freedom. Suddenly, they realize they are no longer a victim of circumstances. They are the creator of their own reality. Of course, this doesn't mean you will never face challenges. It means that now you understand that every challenge can be shaped, overcome, and even transformed into opportunity by the way you choose to think. He affirmed that human beings have unlimited power, yet most live as if they were small. They spend their days feeding thoughts of fear, scarcity, and limitation, unaware that they are creating their own mental prison. What Nightingale proposed was a radical shift in perspective. Instead of reacting to circumstances, assume the role of architect of your life. Here's a fascinating detail. When you change internally, not only does your external reality begin to transform, but people around you also notice it. It's as if your new energy spreads to others. You begin to inspire, attract allies, and naturally distance yourself from those who are not aligned with your new mental pattern. It's a true process of renewal, but Nightingale issued a serious warning. This power requires responsibility. If you know you become what you think, you can no longer indulge in thoughts of hatred, envy, or failure. Every thought is a seed, and every seed will bear fruit. The question is, are you disciplined enough to cultivate only what you wish to harvest? And this is where many stumble. It's easy to understand this principle intellectually, but hard to practice it daily, especially when circumstances seem unfavorable. But it's precisely in those moments that faith and persistence make the difference. Those who maintain focus, even amid difficulties, discover that the universe always responds, and responds on a grand scale. Can you imagine the transformation this could generate in your life if you truly applied it? Earl Nightingale summed up his philosophy in a simple yet immensely powerful phrase: we become what we think about. This is the law that governs every aspect of life, whether you believe it or not. The good news is that starting today, you can consciously choose which seeds to plant in your mind and consequently, what reality you wish to harvest. Think about this. You are already using this principle every day, consciously or unconsciously. Your current life is the living proof of the thoughts you cultivated in the past. If you want to change your results, you don't need to wait for luck, external circumstances, or anyone's approval. You simply need to start changing your thoughts right now. Remember Nightingale's advice: define a clear goal, write it down, visualize it daily, and feel the emotion of already living that reality. Treat this practice as a commitment to yourself. The more persistent you are, the more inevitable the transformation becomes. Perhaps today you look at your life and think, but things aren't the way I want them to be. That's fine. It's simply the harvest of previous seeds. If you start planting new seeds today, you will inevitably reap new fruits. Time will pass anyway. The question is, what do you want to be harvesting 6 months, 1 year, or 5 years from now? If you truly apply this principle, your life will never be the same. And not because luck changed, but because you changed. You have become the conscious captain of your own ship. So, if this content resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with someone who also needs to discover this powerful principle. And don't forget to check the links in the description, where you'll find complementary materials to accelerate your transformation even further. Now it's your turn to put it into practice. What thoughts will you choose to cultivate starting today?